Assalamualaikum and very good morning students and teachers. I am teacher Saharah from SMK Jerai.
Hi, I am teacher Jeet from SMK Pendang. So before we proceed, I would like to say thank you to Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Kedah and SSTP for giving us this opportunity to share some tips on English SPM paper.
Okay, students, today for this morning, I will focus speaking and listening paper and Madam Jeet will focus on writing and reading paper. So let's move on. Okay, now, how many papers do you have for SPM? Okay, students, we have 4 papers, which are, first one, reading and use of English, paper 1. Okay, where you have to spend 1 hour 30 minutes to answer, and writing, which is paper 2, again another 1 hour 30 minutes allocated for that paper, and for speaking you have 13 minutes, and next week you will sit for your listening paper on 21st of February where you have 40 minutes to answer the paper. Okay, how is the marks or how many marks are given? Okay, look at this. Reading and use of English, paper 1, you have 40 marks. Okay, if you score 40 marks, the weightage is 25. If writing paper 2, you have 60 marks. Okay.
Yes.
Speaking paper 3, you have 24 marks to score. And listening paper 4, the total marks is 30. Okay, so however it is, the weightage is still the same, which is 25% for all the papers.
Yeah, teacher Saharah. Anyway, speaking paper will be on 22nd to 24th.
Yes, right? So students, you should set your target by now, okay?
Yes.
What are you going to score for your speaking paper?
Yes.
What are you going to score for listening paper?
Yes, correct.
So that it will be easy for you to be more focused and to plan well and prepare well for your paper, which is going to be next week.
Yep.
Okay, so I will pass this session to Madam Jeet to explain about writing paper 2. Reading paper 1. Okay.
Okay, students. Okay, my part here today is to share with you reading paper 1, but I'm not going to share with you the whole paper, okay? I'm only going to touch about part 4, gap text, which I feel some students have been, complaining that the part is quite difficult. So I'm just going to share with you some tips, which I feel it will be helpful. And I'm sure your teachers too have shared the same tips. Okay, in reading, doing this task in gap text, okay, in a text, there will be 6 sentences have been removed. Alright, 6 sentences have been removed. Okay, then from the option answers, actually you are given 8 options answers.
It's like a puzzle, right?
Yeah, 6 removed and 8 options answers. So it is from A to H. So remember, not all these options can be feeding into the text. Okay, now what I'm going to share with you are the steps to tackle the questions. Okay, first thing you need to do is obviously you need to read the instructions. Very important to read the instruction because in the instruction it's already stated what is the text about. Okay, in short it means the title. Then you need to read through the text, and if you are good enough, maybe each paragraph you can write some short notes. Okay, and step 2 now. What is step 2? You look through the answer options, which I told you from A to H, and you need to do this step, which is identify the clues. Okay, I've given some example here, which is subject-verb agreement, tenses, pronouns, transitional markers, words and phrases in context. Now, what is subject-verb agreement? I'm sure you know what is it. Is, are, was, were, and tenses, present tense, past tense, and it goes on. Pronouns here, we may say he, his, and remember, there's also demonstrative pronouns. Wow, what is that? Well, demonstrative pronoun is this, that, those, and this. Okay, now the next step is, this is the step that you need to master. You read the sentence before and after the gap. And you please note down the clues that I have suggested in step 2. Okay? Then you read the answer options and underline the clues. Now, when you read the text, I'm sure there is 1 or 2 questions that you can easily get the sentence to fit in. So this is called go for the easiest sentence. You don't have to follow from question number, the first one, the second, no. You can fit in. If you feel the third question, you know the answer, you fill in. Then you go on. As you are filling in the answers, make sure you cross out the sentence that you have filled in. Okay? Okay, now you have done it, completed. So now what you need, what is the next step? Read through the text. Does it make sense? Sometimes the sentence does not fit into the gap. So this is what are the steps that I'm going to share with you.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, I'm giving you one example. This is not the whole text. This is, I think, 2 paragraphs only. What I want to emphasize here is, if you read the text, the paragraph, I'm going to look at the second paragraph, what I meant by transitional markers. Now, if you look at the second paragraph, during the coronavirus outbreak, my family and I were in the midst of our travels. Then, the ship crew told. So, the transitional marker here is then. But you need to know what happened before that. You look at the options here. Which sentence would fit in the options? When you look through, the answer would be what, Sarah, you think? The answer would be D.
D, yeah. Okay.
We were not aware of the news until we received messages. Because you know why? What is my clue there? About the pandemic. And now everyone is talking about the pandemic. So now the next paragraph is, you are going nuts over here. My brother laughed. So what did the brother suggest here? Relax. So which sentence that fit in that tell that the brother is suggesting you to relax? So the answer will be A. All you need is a pair of headphones. So this is one example. You can practice on your own practicing using the clues that I have stated and the clues that your teachers have shared with you.
Okay. Okay. Teacher Jeet shared very good tips on how to answer part 4. Okay, let me share how you can answer part 5. Okay, many students, I think, they feel that they can't answer question, especially 37 to 40. They always have difficulty in identifying the one word. Okay, my suggestion is that before you read these paragraphs, I would recommend that you read the questions. Okay, let's say you are answering question 33 to 36. So you read the question, okay, the statements, you underline the keywords, and then you find which paragraph does it match. Okay, that way it is easier. So you can focus more. Okay, and then now look at question number 37 to 40. Okay, for question number 37 to 40, there are clues in the questions itself. Okay, what? Normally they will always use synonyms. Okay, they're not going to use something which is the exact word, right?
Correct.
They're going to use synonym. So if you're smart, you can identify, okay, what are the things they use in the question and which is similar in the paragraph.
Yes.
Okay. With that, you can actually identify question number 37. Okay. And also you have to focus on the grammatical parts. Okay. What type of word is it going to be? Is it going to be in present tense? Is it going to be past tense? Okay. And everything is going to be from the text. It's not something outside of the text. It's from the text. So you have to just be calm, relax, read, underline the keyword, find the exact answer from the paragraph.
Okay, Teacher Sarah, regarding part 5, I like to remind this to students. Question number 33 to 36 under the column paragraph. There are some students, Okay, there are some students when come to paragraph, they will end up writing the letter A and also the word, followed by the word. When you look at the instructions, it's only you need to write the letter. Okay, and please remember the letter is in capital form. You don't have to write the whole word. You just write the letter in capital form. Okay.
Thank you, Teacher Jeet, for reminding that. Yes, exactly. I missed out the point.
Okay.
See, look at the instruction. Write paragraph A to F. So you just write as what Teacher Jeet said. A or B or C or D.
Yes,
capital letter. Very good. Thank you, teacher. Okay, let's move on to paper 2 writing.
Yeah, I'm touching about paper 2 writing, my part here. Okay, I'm very sure all of you know all of these. The CCAOL. It is not a code for you to solve. It's actually C stands for content. Okay, content here is what you need to do. What is your task? Okay, and how many questions you need to answer. Okay, communicative achievement is more about the format and the tone of your writing. Okay, and also your sentences.
Can I add here, teacher?
Can.
Okay, so I would say that communicative achievement, right? How you grab the reader's attention.
Yes, correct.
That is the thing.
Correct. And then organization is how you organize. You start with introduction, content and conclusion. And always remember, a good essay will have good linking words, good cohesive devices, so that your essay, there will be flow. There it won't be the ending at the first paragraph and the introduction will be in the middle. That is not called well organized. And last one is under language. Okay, language is your grammar, obviously grammar, and also vocabulary.
And of course, they have to plan their essay before they write.
Yes.
Right?
And please remember this. You are given, I'm not so sure, we are given a booklet to answer.
Yes.
But would they be given papers to write on it?
I think the booklet is just enough for them to answer everything.
No, what I mean for them to draft the answers, will there be papers provided?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. But you can scribble at the question. Please plan. Do not straight away write your answers in the space provided.
Unwrap the question.
Yes.
Okay, now let's look at the second part.
Okay, part 2, short communication message. Okay, please, this part, please answer. This one is easy to score.
Yes.
And please, do not leave part 1. I'm not telling you to leave part 2 or part 3. But this one, please do not skip. Okay, now, your paper 2 is 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, you need to answer 3 parts. And here, when you need to plan time management. I'm really stressing on time management because some students, they get carried away. When come to part 1, they will only pay attention in part 1 and you don't have time for part 2 and part 3. Because in part 1, the number of words required is about 80 words. Now, Teacher Sarah, I have this problem in school. My student will be asking me, Teacher, must I write exactly 80 words? So I will tell, you can go on writing 100 or 200 words. It's up to you. But remember, time management. You got 2 more parts to catch up. So here, in part 1, this is my layout here. I'm sharing with you. So you need to do 4 paragraphs. It's not a must to do 4 paragraphs. You can even do 3 paragraphs. And your reference book will be full blast page 10, the textbook. Even English download, you need 1. You have a very good example of an email.
Yes, and I would add a bit
Yes.
that don't write very lengthy introduction
Yes,
or
correct.
lengthy conclusion. So you have to focus on the point,
Yes.
right? On the content, the task.
Now, the student may be wondering what point. Okay, in the email, there will be question asked. Okay, you answer that question. You don't come up with your own content. The questions are already in the email. And always remember, time management, 20 to 25 minutes.
Yes,
All right.
Exactly.
Now, we go to part 2, guided writing. Okay, when I talk about guided writing, very simple. There's also 3 questions. So that is why it's called guided writing. It's guiding you what you need to write. But in part 2 guided writing, students, the layout will be introduction, contents, and conclusion. Right? But then when come to introduction, some students, when I read essay, you don't attract my attention. But so how to attract my attention? Practice writing a hook sentence. It is not a new term, but you can even refer in your English download book.
That is the communicative achievement.
Yes, correct. You need to attract my attention. You can't simply start off a topic. And now contents. Contents are answer the prompts. I will share with you later, but I think you are very familiar with this. And the last one is conclusion.
Yes.
Now let's look at the introduction part here. In the introduction part, as I told you, you need to practice on the hook. How to hook the reader. So here are some samples of introductions. There can be questions, can be repetition, listing, proverbs, and personal experience. But I would like to remind you, you don't have to write such a lengthy introduction. Okay, and
don't use all the methods in introduction.
Yeah, you only pick one. You stick to one. Now, nearing to exam, I will always advise you to just pick which kind of hook you are familiar with. Okay, in your textbook, there is also, okay, here I got to remind. Can you see the phrase that including the reader? Always do not write an article or anything that you use the word I. You should use the word you and we. One way to hook the reader means the reader is also in the essay with you together.
Yes. Okay.
So these are some more examples on how to hook the readers, correct?
Yes.
There is questions, repetition. But my students, Teacher Sarah, they love questions and repetitions.
Yes.
Okay.
I think most of the students love questions as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct. Okay. Now there's more example here. So you see the first one is more like a proverb. And then the second one is questions. And the last one is?
Repetition.
Repetition. Okay. Now, writing an essay, there must be a flow. Okay, as I told you, you already lay out your essay. You already plan your essay. But make sure there is a flow in your essay. So how? How are you going to make it a flow? You use?
Linking words, cohesive devices.
Linking words, cohesive devices. Now, student will be asking, what is the difference between linking words and cohesive devices? So for me, I always tell my student, cohesive devices are the sophisticated linking words.
A bit longer.
Yeah, a bit longer, and it is used mostly for part 2. It is not that you cannot use firstly in part 2 guided writing, but normally we use firstly, next, after that, besides in part 1. So part 2, always remember, you want to attract the reader. So learn how to use cohesive devices. Okay, there's a few here, but you look at column 2 under time, that one is suitable for narrative essays. All right, we move on. Okay, there's more here. I've shared more here, and everything is in your textbook, student. It's nothing new. It's everything in the textbook. Now, part 2 guided writing. You need to prepare on essay type, which is making decision, giving opinion, or stating the advantages and disadvantages. Look through. Your textbook is very good. When I talk about textbook, if you can get hold of the Form 4 textbook and also the Form 3 close-up textbook, is good. It's a very good reference for you.
And also the download Form 5.
Yeah, that one, you can't miss that. Okay, I'm going to share with you a bit of remember what you must do and don't in part 2. Okay, as I told you, part 2 is more formal language. Part 1 is informal. Now, you need to use vocabulary in context. If it's talking about computer, obviously it goes under the theme science and technology. So try to write using the vocabulary related to computer, science and technology. So now these themes is nothing new. It is all, as I told you, I'll fall back to the textbook. There's a lot of vocabulary for each theme. And then you need to look at your cohesive devices. Remember I told you sophisticated linking words. And the next one is you need to pay attention to your tenses, spelling, and punctuation.
Yes, exactly.
And I think I missed out capitalization. Very important. Don't take lightly on punctuation and capitalization. And organize. Your essay will be beautiful if you organize, you plan. Okay, what you need to avoid? Do not use contractions. What are contractions?
Hasn't.
Yeah,
wasn't.
hasn't, isn't, aren't, and all that. And it is not that do not use common linkers. You can use common linkers like firstly, next. But if you can use the cohesive devices, the one I told you, sophisticated linkers, it will be great. And please, in part 2 guided writing, do not use flowery language. Do not start by the sun is shining brightly in the blue sky. No, we don't use flowery language in part 2.
And one more thing, Teacher Jeet.
Yes.
Don't use wanna, gonna.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, this is one thing. The wanna, gonna.
Yeah, yup.
And the short forms.
Yes.
The SMS short forms.
Okay.
Now, in question, this is example of question 2 in part 2. Okay, this is what I meant by prompts. Now, you look, there are 3 prompts there. You need to answer the 3 questions. Now, I am sure that what I told you earlier, you need to do an introduction. You cannot straight away start off with the first prompt. Please, just do introduction. If you are not good, you practice maybe writing 1 sentence of introduction and you continue with the prompts. No problem. Now, the next question student will ask, how many paragraphs? They are beautiful question, the common question, how many paragraphs? Well, I can't state how many paragraphs you like. Some of you are very good writers. You will go on writing. But come back to time management. 30 minutes enough. Don't spend on 1 hour here. 30 minutes. And also paragraph, I think minimum 4.
Yeah.
Minimum will do 4. If you want to go on writing, maximum 5 or 6 is up to you. But always come back to your time management.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to part 3, which is extended writing. And then I think Teacher Sarah, this is 200 to 250 words.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's quite long.
It's quite long. And this one, 200 to 250 words, you really need to plan. So here, they are given 3 questions here. So the first question is, what we have known is the first question is about article.
Yes.
And question 4 will be on review and reports. Review or reports.
Yes.
And question 5 is the favorite question for all the students, narrative and descriptive writing. So, in part 3, what I will advise you, if you do question 3, 4 and 5, it always fall back to the plan, which goes under the format, style and tone. So, always remember to plan. And also, the other thing is your vocabulary. Okay? And you also need to have good conclusion. When I say good conclusion is don't give up. If you can't come up with good conclusion, you come up with 1 sentence or a conclusion will be good enough. Okay. Now, part 3, writing an article. So, the format here is you need to put a title. You need to write a title. Below the title, you need to use the word by. After by, it's not bye-bye. It's by will be your name. Okay, don't end up putting bye-bye. So, title and by. Now, I give you an example here. Before I forget, Teacher Sarah, students always ask, must we come up with our own title?
Oh, okay.
So, this is what I'm going to do. You don't have to come up with your own title, students. Title is already in the question. Let's look at the example here.
Let's
Articles wanted. Yeah, my school canteen. So, your title will be my school canteen. Or maybe you want to be more
creative.
You can change.
Yes.
But the thing is still canteen.
Yes.
So, your introduction and you answer all the question. But remember, decide your tense. Okay, decide your tense. And underline the keywords in the question. Like the first one. What types of food would you like to serve? So, your keyword here is type of food. And then special facilities. And then the last one is improve your canteen. So, you underline the keywords. Based on these keywords, at the side in the question there, write out your points. Okay, move on.
And they can organize their paragraph based on these prompts.
Yeah, this prompt. So, you can come up easily 3 paragraphs for, there's no problem. It's a lot of guided being given to you. Okay, this is one example. I'm just taking this, but you can refer to your English download page 52. Why I took this, Sarah? Because I want to show students the title now. Where to get the title? In the question.
Yes.
So the title will be How to Overcome Stress. Yes. And all of you are going through stress now, isn't it? Yesterday was your Ujian Bertutur and next week will be your
oral
and science students will be sitting for their amali.
Okay.
Okay, next. Now, this will be in question 4. Okay, question 4, it can be review and report. Okay, what I'm sharing with you here is about book review, film review, and restaurant review. Okay, I always fall back to the book, the textbook. You can have a good film review in your English download. Even in full blast, you have Ola Bola.
Yes.
A review, a very good review. And restaurant review, if you remember, you have already learned that in Form 3, in your close-up book. Okay, so these are some of the reviews, and also reviews has its own layout. Look at the layout, okay? So you look at your textbook, film review, restaurant review, close-up textbook. There is already the layout given. I've already shared some of the layout here. And don't forget, if you have time, do look through example of product review.
And also in download, there is a review about
Place.
where students can go. Teenagers can go for summer holidays.
I think that was the second last
Yes,
chapter.
yeah.
Yeah. So review on places and also product review. And product review is because most of the students nowadays, you are very smart in getting online kind of products. So you can even get product reviews, and also like Teacher Sarah has stated that places.
Yes. There are more you can actually give reviews. So just be prepared for any types of review.
Yeah, but here I got to comment. Some students, you're very good. You think you know well, but then the vocabulary. Book review, you need to have like the author, characters, the plot. For film review, actor, actress, director, and then the costume. So it's very important to use the correct vocabulary for different reviews. Only the layout will be the same. The vocabulary you need to practice on. Okay, as I told you, question 4, it can be review or report. So this is report. So report will be, it can be report about event, a survey, or maybe you are not happy about anything like your school canteen. But report must be written in a formal account. Okay, and normally it is like in passive form.
Yeah, it's advisable to use more passive voice.
Yeah. And it is the same, 200 to 250 words. And you can refer to your English download page 92. And also for your layout, it is in your full blast book. This is the layout of report. You can go through it. And the first one is obviously introduction to tell what is the report about. Number 2, 3, 4 is more about the content. So you only write the title. What are you going to talk about? And last one is the favorite. Extended writing here about narrative and descriptive essays. Students, you are very good in this. But sometimes you do not know how to have in it. Yes. Is it? Okay, now let's look at this question here. A description of the memory. Some students, what they will do is they will only answer the first part. But when come to the second part, why is it unforgettable? They missed out that part. So that is where you lose your mark under content.
Yes.
Yeah, you lose your mark under content. So I'm sharing with you is some of the phrases you can use, linking words you can use, and I did not come up on my own. I took it from Full Blast textbook page 33. So you can use these linking words to make the story have Okay, I like to use the word here. And also you use past tense. And also remember, if you're writing dialogues, you use direct speech. Okay, that's all from my part, these students. And here's some descriptive words here. Okay, descriptive words here like, you don't have to keep on writing the word happy, good. You can play around with the vocab. There's a lot. But I'm only sharing with you a few here. Okay, that's all from me.
Thank you, Teacher Jeet. So I will continue with my part, which is speaking. Okay, so for speaking, so speaking is paper 3.
Yes.
So they will be sitting for this paper 22nd until 24th. Okay,
yeah.
So how are you going to prepare for this paper? Okay, so now assessor will give you marks for grammar, vocabulary, and communicative competence. Okay, Teacher Jeet, how many marks are provided by the assessor?
Assessor will be provided 18 marks.
18 marks, yes. Okay, so 18 marks. So how does the 18 marks comes from? It's from grammar 6, vocabulary 6, and communicative competence 6. Okay, as you all know, grammar, you know what is grammar, right? Vocabulary, you must use wide range of words, okay,
Yes,
vocab.
correct.
Okay, don't always use like you used to use happy, but you can use other words for happy, as how even Madam just shared, okay. And another one, communicative competence. What is communicative competence? How well you can speak.
Yeah,
How
correct.
well you can discuss, okay, how you can speak independently
That's
about
true.
a topic, how you can explain, how you can justify, right? So all these things are important for you to score 18 plus 6 marks from your interlocutor.
Who is the interlocutor? Your English teacher.
Yes,
Yeah.
the one English teacher from your school.
Yeah.
Okay, so be confident. No need to be worried about your confidence level.
Yeah.
Because students always complain that, teacher, I'm very scared. They always say that, teacher, I'm very scared. I'm introvert. I cannot speak. So just be confident and just speak.
And I will advise my student to look at the teacher.
Yes.
Try to avoid looking at the assessor
Yes.
if you are scared. So just look at your teacher.
Or just look at the wall or anywhere. But eye contact is very important. Okay, now look at this. Part 2. Okay, part 2. The
Yeah.
marking will be awarded from part 2. Part 1 is just to make
Icebreaker.
icebreaker. Okay. So now, so this is a sample question. Okay, I have taken from a revision book.
Okay.
For the first part, maybe speaker 1 will be getting it, and the second one will be given to this speaker 2. Okay, you might ask, teacher, till now I do not know who is speaker 1 and speaker 2. You may ask your teachers, right?
Oh, okay.
The list might be given. Okay, you by now should have, okay?
Yeah, you should have.
And you would have know, right, who is going to be speaker 1 and who is going to be speaker 2.
Yeah.
Okay, my advice is here that speaker 1, if you are good in English, better to be the speaker 1 because you can initiate the task easier.
Yes.
Right? So you give speaker 2 to the less proficient 1. Okay, so how are you going to answer for part 2? Part 2 is individually. You have to speak individually. It's everything from you. Okay, you are not going to discuss with your partner,
No.
or you're not even going to ask the interlocutor or the assessor, right? Okay, so now look at this. This part focuses on your ability to give information of a non-personal kind. Okay, you also maybe be asked or focus on talk about past, present, or future experiences. Explain and give reasons. Okay, there is a part where you have to give reason, you have to explain your point and everything. You have to express and justify your opinion. Describe people, places, and situation. Naming personal characteristics, and don't forget to paraphrase your words and ideas.
I think teachers are right. Can you get back to the other slide? Maybe you can tell the students, maybe I think they are confused with how to form sentences there from the prompts. You know,
Okay.
like when and where the cleaning was done. And then the students will be thinking like, must they read aloud?
Yes, okay. Where the students always do that,
Yeah.
right? Okay, yes. Thank you, Teacher Jeet. Okay, she actually pointed out a very good point. Yes, exactly. I forgot about it.
It's okay.
Yes. So what? Students, when you present, don't read the question.
Yeah.
You do not need to read the question. You just it's in your mind and you
Yes.
just answer. Okay, when and where the cleaning was done. Okay, you just say, we did cleaning last month.
Yeah.
In Taman Cempaka.
Okay, that's
example.
it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you have to remember, you have only 1 minute to speak.
And then even the second question, what you and family did.
You just
can
continue
answer,
from
my
the person.
family and I, and you don't wait for your teacher to ask you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Your teacher is not going to talk anything after she said that you may start now. Once you may start now, 1 minute,
Yes.
then you have to speak on your own.
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
so don't read the question, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, and then now, so what are you going to do? How are you going to prepare? Okay, prepare to talk independently. Maybe you can prepare by talking in front of a mirror. Okay, set your timer and speak and practice with many topics. Okay, then
Yeah.
you will know how to really speak in
Yes.
front of the assessor and also the interlocutor, and you are not going to be panic at that time.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and now look at this. So Tip 1, be prepared to tell story or personal anecdote. So these are the things where you can prepare from now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and also you can prepare to describe people, places, events and incidents. And remember, master the tenses. Students, you have to look at the question, right?
You can
so
go back to that and show them maybe.
Okay,
about
yes.
master the tenses.
Yes. This one.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
look at this. When and where the cleaning was done.
Yeah.
So the tense is going to be
Past tense.
past tense,
Yeah.
not something present tense or something you have never done.
Yeah, don't end up talking with the word now.
Yes.
Because it's past tense.
Past tense.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the example or the situation. Okay,
Yes.
so make it interesting.
Yeah.
So use a lot of adjectives, descriptive. Okay, describe the situation, the place, and everything. Okay, use sequencing words. Okay, don't forget. Again and again, you see paper writing, you have to use sequencing words. Even in reading, when you read, you have to look at sequencing words. And again in speaking. So the importance of sequencing words is there.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
So use all the prompts given. Okay.
Can I interrupt here? There are some students when come to part 2 individual long run, they will be looking at the questions and they will not be answering anything. But remember, time. Okay,
Yes.
teachers cannot be waiting for you until the next day for you to answer. There's only limited time there given, like 2 to 3 minutes, is it?
No, 20 seconds to prepare.
Yeah, but when you speak,
Speak
waiting-
1 minute.
So if you don't complete within that, the teacher is going to go to the next question.
Yes, you say, okay, that's all. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So that's it.
Yes.
So please don't just look at the question and just keep quiet.
Yes.
I am sure you can answer and you can score in speaking.
Yes, a very simple question. If you see here the example, see when and where. Okay, you
Yeah.
see the second one. Even the second one is where and where. What you and your friend is all from your personal experience.
Even though you do not know what to come up with a sentence, you look back at the question. From the question itself,
You can answer.
yeah, the gotong royong was
Done.
done when and where. You just answer that.
Yes.
You just look at the question. Please, student, I really would like, Kedah students, everyone, all around the the country,
Yes.
all the students will attempt to do better in speaking. Okay, don't be scared.
Yes. Okay. So now let's move on to the next. Okay, how are you going to explain? Example just now, right? So how are you going to explain or expand your point? Teacher, I don't know, teacher. I'm very panicked. I don't know how to explain. So what are you going to say? Just give some reasons. Maybe you can explain through your own experience,
Yes, yeah.
advantages, disadvantages.
Correct.
Okay, facts. Okay, or give some examples. The simple one, just give examples, right? So this is how you can expand or talk about whatever you're going to say.
Yes.
Right? Okay, now let's move on. Favorite question. Teacher Jeet, I want to ask you, can students ask questions from the interlocutor?
Oh, no, of course you cannot ask. Your teacher on that day, she's also the examiner there.
Yes.
She's only going to ask question. Please do not end up asking the teacher what is the meaning of this word. Like normal, no student, cikgu, apa maksud perkataan ini?
Yes.
So please don't do that.
And
okay?
she's not going to answer you,
Yeah, she will
right?
just, if I'm your teacher, I will just smile at you.
Smile, because I think even interlocutor, they have their script,
Yes,
right? So they
yes.
have to follow that. They are going to only read the prompts given.
Yeah, correct.
Nothing else than that. But you can ask them to repeat the question.
Yes,
That's
correct.
it. But don't ask too many times. Repeat, right? And it's going to be wasting your time,
Yeah,
right?
correct. It's only 13 minutes.
Yes. Okay. Now, this is the part, okay, the crucial one, where you have to discuss with your partner. Okay, you have 4 to 5 minutes, the total time, okay? And what type of question can be asked? It might be in the form of graphic organizer or pictures. Okay, so now, you have to talk about each options, okay, all the options. Decide which idea you would choose, the second part, and give the reason, okay? So now, type of question. There are 6 bubbles, example. Okay, now, another type of question, okay? And this is in the form of picture. This one I have taken from download textbook. Okay, now, look at this. You can refer to your download page 187 and go through all the phrases, how you can start your speaking and everything, okay?
Correct.
Now, if you don't understand anything your friend says, okay, how you can ask her, okay, don't be rude. I don't know. Can you explain? Don't say that. Okay. You can say that. Could you say that again?
Yeah,
Right?
correct.
Okay. And then, okay, now this is the main thing. You have to delegate the task. Okay. How long do you have to do all this? Only 20 seconds, students.
Yes.
Only 20 seconds. You have to be like this fast, but you have to plan well. Okay, when the interlocutor say that, okay, you have 20 seconds to prepare. What you have to do? You discuss with your partner, okay? Very fast. Okay, you take the right one. I will discuss the left points. Or you can say that you go with the first one, I'll go with the second. That
Yeah,
way.
like you can say, can you, you take 1, 3, 5 and I will take 2, 4,
4, and
6.
6.
It is not a lucky draw number.
It's
It
just
is
a
the
number.
It's just
Okay?
from the bubble.
But you-
1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6.
And you have to be fast.
Yeah, correct.
And at the same time, ask your friend, which one are you going to choose as the best reason
Yeah.
or as the best choice? Okay, after you discuss, come back to on your own and think. What are the reasons are you going to give for each of the options? Because you have only 20 seconds.
You
not
can only,
long.
maybe you don't have to give reasons for all. Maybe you
Yes.
can give for one reason.
One or two. But then it should be comprehensive one.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, okay, this
this
one
is good.
is our favorite part, okay,
Yeah.
which we call as Sora. Okay, Sora.
This is very good, and
Yes.
I'd like to thank Teacher Aiman.
Teacher Aiman from SMK, K. Johari came up with this.
Very good. She
Very
came up
good.
with this, a very good idea, and Teacher Sarah, my students really enjoy this.
Yes, okay.
Aiman, very good job.
Thank you, Aiman. Okay, so what does the word, alphabet S stand for? Okay, that one is start discussion. Start, okay, speaker 1, speaker 2. First, speaker 1 has to start. Okay, so what does speaker 1 have to do? Okay, so she or he will start the thing, the discussion. Okay, next, give your opinion. Okay, R, give your reason, and then A, ask your partner. Okay,
correct.
don't just like short sendiri, we say you just talk on your own. Okay, no, discussion you have to discuss with your partner. So this is how the flow goes on. Okay, for speaker 1, you will start the discussion. For first point, okay, shall I start first? Okay, and then you give, I think the main reason people shop online because there's no crowd, and you give some reason. My reason saying this, that, why? And you ask your partner, do you agree? And your partner, as a speaker too, will follow this flow. Oh yes, I completely agree with you. As you said, you agree with the point. Well, for me, I feel that speaker 2 will tell her or his first point and give reason and agree. Okay, if you do not know the reason, skip to the asking part.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it. Don't
correct.
waste time. Don't take too long to to think about the reason.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
Just skip to the question part. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, you can refer to the slides. Okay, you can read and then just fill in the blanks with whatever things
And
come
then
out.
I think even Teacher Aiman has shared her slides. She has shared a slide,
Yes.
isn't it? Sora.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now let's move on. Okay, so this is part B. Okay, after you speak this, okay, how long? The time duration is only 2 minutes.
Yeah.
After you speak for 2 minutes, the interlocutor will say, thank you. Now, what is the best reason for people shopping online? So you have to immediately start saying the best reason for people shopping online. So at that point, you can't discuss. Okay, you can't discuss. Immediately, you start with your discussion saying, that's first speaker, for my opinion. Maybe you can also use this sentence pattern, right? Okay, then give reason, opinion, then ask your partner.
Yeah, but Teacher Sarah, I would like to interrupt here. My students, when coming to making decision, I always tell them, have the same decision.
Yes.
Your friend have decided, candidate A have decided on something.
Yes,
Please make the same decision. Okay, because that is the part we call it making decision.
I think for this part, you have to say the
Yeah.
one point. Example, let's say speaker one say that because of no crowds,
You just
you
go
have to agree.
Yeah.
Agree and just give one reason and just
Yeah, that is
conclude
when
it.
you come up with a decision.
Yes. Okay, thank you, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, so these are another, questions that students like to ask. How if my partner takes too long to initiate or continue the discussion?
Yeah.
So you can just ask, shall I continue? Shall I
Yes.
start?
Yes.
So don't be too rude. Just ask and you can start. Okay. How if I do not know what reason to give to support my opinion, as we all say just now, you can just keep to the our questioning part, right? But try to give at least for one point.
Yeah,
Explain the
correct.
point, right? Okay. Now, so this is the tip. So where you have to take turns to speak. Okay, there is no right or wrong answer. It's just that you have to know how to give justification for your points. And first discuss, and the second point is decide. So when you decide, you have to come up with a conclusion. Okay, so which is the best reason. So that's all for paper speaking. I hope it would help you a lot. Okay, so now let's move on to listening. Okay, listening, which is paper 4.
Yeah.
Okay, total marks 30, 25%. Okay, and you have 40 minutes and there are 4 parts for you to answer. Okay, now, I have divided listening to 3 parts, which are pre-listening, first listening, and second listening.
Yes.
Okay, what is the meaning of pre-listening? Pre-listening is the stage where you have time to read your question. I think they will give you about 1 minute to
Yeah.
read the question. Okay, what you have to do at that time? You have 60 seconds. So read the instruction, read the questions and answer options quickly. Underline the keywords in the question. Why you have to underline? Why you have to take note of the keywords so that it will easier for you to listen to what the speaker is saying, to guess the answers correctly.
Yeah,
Right?
correct.
So during the first listening, when you listen, okay, you have to find the answers,
Answers, yeah.
right? And then you go with the flow.
And
Okay.
there are, I think, 3 options only, isn't it? A, B, C.
Yes, 3
Only
options.
A, B, C, 3 options.
So take note of all possible options. If you do not know the answer, then you go for the second listening.
Yeah.
Find for the answers which you missed.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, now let's move on to this part. Okay. Listening test focuses mainly on whether you understand specific details or not, whether you understand the main details or not. So you have to listen carefully, attentively, right? And students, when they say that you have 1 minute to read the question, please read.
Yeah, don't look at your friend and
Yes,
smile.
smiling.
And look at the question.
Yes, and look around, right?
Yes.
Don't do that, okay? Read and underline. And also you can have like different types of anecdotes on your question paper. Use the question paper. You can scribble, you can do anything, right? So let's say you want to circle the question part.
Yes.
The options maybe you underline so that it is clearer. So you can do all these things, right? Okay, now part 1 tips. What are you supposed to do for part 1? Okay, you are very, you are aware by now.
Yeah.
Part 1, there are 7 different situation audios,
correct.
right? 7 questions. So as you listen to the tone voice, okay? And then take note, what are they saying? Look at the answer options. What are the answer options? How it differs. Sometimes you have to know that the answer differs just because of the tenses.
Yeah,
Right,
correct.
tenses. Okay, so you have to look at it in some parts, like vocabularies. They might have used different vocab. Maybe antonyms they have used. Okay, so look at all these parts or these tips to guess the correct answer.
Yeah, I like to add on here. Sometimes students during the first listening, okay, always remember the audio is played accordingly.
Yes.
Okay, if you missed out the first question, you listen. You attempt the second question because the audio will be played and you can attempt the first question. Don't get panic.
Yes.
And one more thing like to remind them about listening test. Be focused and please sleep early a day before your listening test.
Exactly. Because you have to listen. Jangan pergi ke dunia kayangan. That is my sentence.
40 minutes to
Yes.
listen. So sleep early.
Yes. Okay. Now let's move on to part 2. Okay. Part 2. Okay. My students have problem with part 2. They say, teacher, I cannot focus, teacher. They're
Too
talking
long.
about
The
too
text.
long, and they're talking about one topic.
Yes.
Example like online shopping. The whole thing is going to be online shopping. So they tend to lose their attention. They say, teacher, I cannot focus. So it's okay. What you do, when you read the question, okay, during the pre-listening stage, as I always say, read the question, underline the keywords, underline the answer options, what you have to look into the, what you have to hear to the audio, right? Okay, so what else you can do? You have to remember, the question and the audio is going to be like flow. It's not going to skip from one part to another.
No.
Yeah, right? It's a flow. So you just look at it and you find the answers by cancelling or eliminating the wrong answers.
And also underlining the question tag.
Yes.
The WH questions, very important.
Yes.
And listen calmly, it goes accordingly. Okay?
Yes. Okay, now part 3, teacher Jeet. Okay. The critical, I won't say, it's a bit tricky, right? It's a bit tricky. Okay, why? Like this.
Yeah,
the question
correct.
is going to be like this. So before you look at the question, look at the instruction.
Very good. Yeah.
The instruction will tell you the audio is going to be about what.
Yeah, what is the topic they are going to talk about in the instruction. So anything, read the instruction.
Exactly, right? Okay, so what are you going to do now during the pre-listening stage? Okay, my recommendation or my suggestion is that you read A until G.
Yeah.
When you read, as we said earlier, underline, take note of the keywords. And one more thing I would tell you that find what is the difference between all these things. So it's easier for you to
How
know.
long are they given here? 1 minute, isn't it? To look at the question?
Yeah, to read the questions.
1 minute.
One
It's
minute
quite
is
a
a lot.
time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So you can just look and see the difference between A to G. Okay.
Yes.
As you listen, speaker 1 is going to speak. You take note the important part. What you say? Don't just listen and go to your dreamland.
Yeah, I tell my students, normally teacher Sarah, as you listen, maybe you can guess already. B is speaker 1, but don't write your answers yet.
Yes.
You just maybe you can write there S1 beside speaker B.
Yes.
So that is how you do. And then the second listening, you check your answers.
Exactly,
Yeah.
teacher Jeet. Exactly. Yes. So you listen, then you jot down. Then the second listening, you go with the correct answer. Right? Okay. Very good. Okay. Now let's move on to part 4. Okay.
Okay, these are all the answers.
Yes. Okay. So part 4 is this one. Okay. This type of questions. Again, another type of question. Okay. Student feel like, teacher, how am I going to answer this? I can't even hear properly. It's okay. Be calm. Again, be calm. Okay. What I would say that when you read this question, right, you analyze the paragraph a little. Okay. Paragraph 1 is going to say about what? Second and third. So that you know where to focus. Okay. And when you listen, your eyes should move accordingly. You listen and your eyes move. Because you know why? The word is going to be exactly the same.
So it comes with coordination.
Yes. You have to coordinate your eyes and also your ears as you listen, right? So you write what you listen.
But only one word.
Yes.
Only one word.
But
do not
again,
write two words.
teacher G,
Yes.
it's always depend on the instruction.
Maybe it can be more than one word.
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
So 2 or 3 words. It's up to you.
Read the instruction.
Read the instruction, right? If the instruction say 1 word, then 1 word. If 2 words, 2 words, right? Okay, so now, how am I going to guess the answer? Again, the grammatical rules comes in, okay? So example for question number 21, is there. When you have to know already by now. After is it a singular or plural for number? Right? Yes. Okay, and then you look at number 27, able to. After to is going to be what?
Root words.
Root words. So these are the clues you can look at, okay? And for listening, this is the additional tips I would like to give. Okay, you have to pay attention when you listen to the audio. You have to pay attention to the linkers. To know the transition of ideas, okay, the relationship of ideas. And then don't get distracted and spend too much on one question. If you do not know, it's okay. Go on, move on. Okay?
Skip.
Because you have the second listening. And students, the famous question among students, teacher, should I write in a correct spelling? Okay, yes. For now, I would say yes. Yeah. Okay. So, but remember, when you listen for the first time, just write whatever spelling you know. Okay. When you go to the second listening also, exactly the same. Okay. When you can write with the correct spelling. when you transfer the answers to the OMR form, okay, there is time, like about 6 minutes for you to transfer the answers to the OMR form. So at that time, you think of the correct spelling and you write.
Yeah.
Okay, and don't forget, transfer the correct answers. Don't like you mark A but you go and transfer B. Don't do that.
Yes.
Check always. Don't take 6 minutes to transfer. Transfer like for 3 minutes and another 2 or 3 minutes you can do checking, right? But remember, listen attentively and pay attention to what you listen.
Yeah, but the part 4, I think we missed out the word that you need to emphasize on spelling.
Yes.
Spelling and also the form of the verb.
Yes, right? Okay, now, so look at this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all these.
Yep.
Okay, so now, okay.
It's done.
We have come to an end now, Madam
Wow.
Jeet. Wow, very fast.
Yeah, but even though, I hope you get something out of it. And I'm sure you are very, very prepared for your exam. Okay?
Yes.
I didn't know it went off very fast.
See you all next time. All the best from Teacher Saharah and Teacher Jeet.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.